You ready to eat? You ready to eat, little girl? Yeah, give me a second. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it, Katie. Katie, I'm working on it. And then I'll bring you a bottle. Good morning. I am headed down to Dad's. I've been out and about this morning by myself. I had, guys, I'm 56 years old. I had my first mammogram today. I can't tell you why I haven't ever had it. I just have been busy and always felt like it's not, I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying go do that and you can live like me and just don't do it till you're 56. I'm just saying that I just had it done this morning. And she said they would send me the information once the, whatever you call that guy that reads them, they'll send that information on to the doctor, but they will send me in a letter in layman's terms so I can understand it to me. Because, and I'm glad she said that. I'm going to tell you something. Let me see if I can find them. I've never really been on top of or realized, maybe now that it's, because I've never had anything done. When you go to the doctor, I've just had, you know, I've randomly had blood work off and on. This is the first time in my life with this doctor that he does blood work, and I'm gonna have to I'm gonna tell him from now on I'm gonna do blood work once a year, and you know, we're gonna have to get whatever he feels like I need. He's gonna have to get it all that once a year because I'm having to pay for it out of my pocket. His insurance pays for one-time blood work. And he also does these like little random test things in his office. And I always assumed that they would not ask me to do a test or do something specifically different than normal if they hadn't already checked to see if it's paid for. And they haven't been doing that. So I've had these random little things that they'd say, well, you haven't had the blah, 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 blah done in a while. You want to do it today? And I was like, well, I guess we can. So stupid. It's loony. Because I assumed that it was something covered under insurance, and maybe it is for one a year. So that's one thing about the doctor's office that I'm not real happy about, because I asked her Monday when we had our doctor's appointments, and she said, you know, my copay is $20, and she said, do you want to pay anything on your balance? And I'm thinking, well, I probably just need to pay that off, because I knew I had at one time $100 and something balance, and I told her that. I was like, I have a balance? I'm like, I don't understand. And she goes, well, you must have had some stuff done that insurance didn't pay. And I'm just like, that's always been in my mind. I'm thinking, I'm gonna tell them no more stuff. If my insurance hasn't approved it, then don't do it. But I said, well, I probably could just pay it off this time. It shouldn't. The last few times we've been to the doctor, I've paid $30 on it. I just do it even 50. 20 copay, 30 to the doctor for whatever outstanding this balance I've got. And I knew, I'm thinking, well, it was just 100 and something, and I've done this 3 or 4 times, so I should be, I'm thinking she's gonna tell me like the balance is like $22.68 or some weird mess. And I said, well, and she said, you want to put 30 on your balance like you did last time? And I said, do I still owe more than 30? And she said, yes, ma'am, it's 200. So I'm like, okay. And then there's people behind me, so I have to get close to the window. And I say, listen, I'm evidently doing things up here. They're suggesting things that I need done, and they're not checking to see if it's covered under insurance. I said, I don't want to keep running up some kind of a balance up here. I want to pay my copay and, you know, and go home and be done. And she said, well, yes, ma'am, I understand. I said, can you print me out something so I can see what I've had done? Because I'm not going to have those things done again ever if insurance is not paying for them. And she said, yes, ma'am, I can have, you know, she said somebody's name, print that out for you. So, okay, so I back away from the window and I say, just put 30 on it. I don't want to pay more than 50 today. And so she does it. And in a few minutes, she brings me my card and my receipt, and she goes on back to her little office. And then I'm sitting there, they call us back. And so we're actually have already done the nurse stuff, and we're in the part waiting for the doctor. And here they come. She said, Miss Morrow, Dr. Mark's running late this morning, so you are scheduled for the blah blah and the blah blah. And Levi's scheduled for it too. So do you want to have that done to take up the time? And I said, no, ma'am. I said, I don't even know. This is what she says. And I'm exaggerating because I don't remember the exact. You're scheduled for the MC12B2. And I could just make something up like this. You're scheduled for the HC922 and the HC9923. I said, no, I don't even know what that is. I said, I don't know what that is. And she said, okay, hold on one second. And so then, she said, that's the hearing test and the something. I said, no, I can hear just fine. I don't need a hearing test right now. I said, we can do that on Levi. Levi has Medicaid, do a hearing test on Levi. But, so she does a little hearing test on Levi. He's supposed to push a button when he hears something. He's just sitting there with the button. He's just rammed down on the button. And I look over at his finger, and I look at her, and I said, are you making a sound? And she goes, not right now. Pushing the button. I said, Levi, stop. You're not even hearing anything right now. And she said, I've played 3 or 4 sounds already. And she said, I don't know. Well, this was a new nurse, so I'm thinking, I said, okay, do you understand that I feel like sometimes I get defensive. I don't want to, but I was like, if you're going to be his nurse, at least read his chart. I said, do you understand that he's autistic? So you may have to say, do you hear something now? Or something. You're going to have to let him know. If you've pushed the button and a noise is made, Levi, did you hear a noise? He's going to tell you no, or he's going to tell you yes. But he don't understand this. You have to push a button. You have to do it manual. It just irritated me. But while we're sitting there, the little billing woman comes in with this. This is charges, things they've done. And I said, well, I can pretty much make out that this number right here, it's service code. I'm running a farm here. I'm an ex-retired bus driver. I don't know what the billing code or the service code for your doctor's office is. And she brings me this, and this is supposed to help me find out what services I had done. And I said, okay, this is no good to me. I said, I can pretty much, I guess, figure out that this code right here was my copay. So that was just the doctor's visit. I said, but this code, you billed me for $294 and I was only allowed $105, so I still owe $188. I'm supposing that's $294. They paid, so I owe $188. And then they gave me something for something here. So now the whole total patient responsibility right now is $125.10 on this. On this was back in July. Then back in February, there's a couple of things here, but I see one was $20, so that's the office visit, but one was billed for $48 and one was billed for $11. So anyway, and then the $20, they do that all together, and my patient responsibility was $80. I paid the copay, so really $60. And then this one where, I see the office visit $20, but then there's all these service codes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 service codes. Evidently insurance paid pretty good on that because I owe $35. So anyway, and then one more here for $22.09 that I still owe. So anyway, I was just like, okay, I don't understand any of those codes. Well, she starts trying to tell me, well, this code is for blah, 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 blah. And I said, it's okay, listen to me. Listen, I'm just saying that from now on, when y'all want to do something, if my chart says that it's been 6 months and you want a hearing test and an eye test, if my insurance isn't going to pay for it because that's a once a year thing, then I'm not doing it. Because when I finally pay this off, I don't want to be hit with another one. I want to come to the doctor and pay my copay. That's what I want to do. And she goes, yes, ma'am, I understand. It's like, come on, give me a break here. Anyway, I got to rant about my doctor. I love my doctor, but that kind of mess right there is just crazy to me. Anyway, I'm going down to get my chicks from Dad, but I got to go out and get his 2 little chicks. As you know, he's hatched me some guineas. I think there's 4 or 5 guineas now out in my, and then I'm fixing to add chicks to it. But his 2 chicks he wants back, and no, I never color coded them. But I'm fixing to go do that real quick. I'll see y'all in a minute. How beautiful. Hi, sweet lady. Can I have a kiss? No? No kisses this morning? Ready to go out? I'm coming. Molly, watch your head, Molly. Molly. Okay, don't move. Let me just poke you in the head with the gate. Come on, guys. Normally, I would have let them out. You know, I'm still locking them at night so they can all eat. I don't want Big Boy to have to fight with Molly or the goats to eat. Oh, look at him. He hears me. Molly, he's coming, baby. Do you see him? He's right there. Look how pretty he is, Molly. He's as pretty as you, but in a different way. Yes, he is. I love my Molly, and I love him already. So y'all have to get along. Yes, you do. Frodo, what do you think? Baby girl. Hi, beautiful. I don't have a treat right now. Hold on. I just came to open the gate. Move. Frodo, move. Frodo, move. Frodo, move. Look at them all scatter in their own funny way. Okay, guys, come out from behind me. Oh, look. You have to be sweet to the baby goats. You don't have to put your ears back. He's like, yeah, well, they kind of annoy me. Go ahead, baby. Go on. He's just getting some water. He's just getting some water. I'm not going to feed nobody if I don't feed you. I'm not going to feed anybody if I don't feed you. You eat too. If I'm feeding somebody, you're getting it too. I promise. I promise. You eat at the same time everybody. Oh, scratching his head over there. I love you. I love you. You're dirty. Oh, he's checking out them troughs. Oh. Hey, beautiful big boy. Hey, beautiful big boy. So pretty. Had his feet done, guys. Look how good they look. He was so good for the farrier. Daniel's got a good video. I didn't video while I was out here with him. I was talking to Mom on the phone when the farrier got here. I got this fencing down. Got it all actually cleaned up pretty good out here. This is my next little work spot right here. I'm gonna take this out. I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave that little fencing right there. For the time being, I'm gonna leave it. But he's right behind me. He's waiting for a snack. Let me get him a treat real quick. Then I gotta get these babies down to pop off. Give me 1 second, I'll get you a treat. Okay. on about your business. It ain't time to eat. It is so not time to eat. Anyway, I think for the time being, I'm gonna leave that little section that has the actual 3 rails on it. I'm gonna leave that, but I'm gonna cut from that post and take all of that out. And then I can come out here and easily mark where the stall is gonna be. And it's gonna be a double stall. I already talked about the stall. It's gonna be a double stall. I think 20 foot wide and 10 foot deep. I'm gonna do 10 by 10 stalls. His end will just have a gate and a solid wall. Well, whether it's solid wall or panels, rails, I don't know yet, but probably just rails. But regardless, he will go in and eat and turn around and come back out. But I will put a gate on the end in case I want to keep him up for a minute. But Molly's, because she'll eventually have a baby with her for a short amount of time, and I can put that baby in his side so she can see him, because I'll just put rails between the two. And my thought process is to have a gate on her end, on the end, at the end of the building have a gate, and then I have a gate where she comes in at, and sort of do it. Oh, I think I already told you, because I said I'm gonna make it like a drive-through, and Daniel laughed at me. Where at the other end I can just open it after she eats. She don't have to turn around and all that kind of stuff. She can just, oh, I can open it and she can just walk out. But I want him to be able to eat in peace, and I want her to eat in peace and not have to fight with them goats anymore. All right, I gotta crawl in there and get this tall little yellow man, and then this one that's just trying. He's trying so hard to get up on that brick. That's 2 chicks, and that's, so I think that leaves me 5 guineas, and then my chicks that I'm going to get right now. Let me see if I can get them, catch them. I'll put them, I have a box from Amazon right here, a small box. Oh my gosh, fast as lightning. All right, got that yellow one. Get me this little one. All right. Get your little ass out of there. All right, yeah, that's 5 guineas. Whew. I'm gonna go get the other ones, the chicks. The chickens will live with the guineas, and if Dad hatches any more guineas and wants to give them to me, that's fine. But this is 5 of them. Look at them. Guineas are so much different from chicks. Look how they're still not calmed down, and I'm not even in there no more. They just have a different personality than a chick. All right, I'll see y'all in a little bit. I'm gonna take these down to Dad. Oh, they got room to run. They got them eating, guys. They come out of eating. You know, as chicks develop in the egg and inside the egg, as they're developing into a chick, the very last thing absorbed is the yolk, and the yolk is not part of the chick. The yolk is absorbed into their tummies, and that is what they live on until they actually come completely out of the egg. I don't know if any of you guys knew that. Oh, it's a tiny little, he almost looks like the size of a quail. All right, I got me a new little flock. Aren't they adorable? Little peepers. I'm gonna pull up underneath here because it looks like it wants to rain. I don't know when it is. And then I'm going to take y'all back here so you can see these new babies. Oh, and I want to address something real quick. Not address it, but I want to talk about it. I had 2 gifts from well, Darlene sent a gift. And I got another gift the other day that I want to say came from Lori. But now that I'm saying that, I'm thinking there wasn't maybe there was. Anyway, they've been treats for the horse, so I want to thank y'all for those. And it just made me remember because there's a box over here from Karen. Karen, thank you. I haven't opened it yet, but I want to thank you for it now because lately I haven't been able to do, I really haven't had enough gifts and goodies like those, you know how I would sit all everything on the, haven't had gifts like that. And that's fine. I'm not saying send me the gifts. I'm just saying that sometimes it's you open something, but you don't really have a video at that moment. So I usually try to tell the personal direct messages. I'll say thank you and I, talk about whatever it was I got. But I haven't actually done a gifts and goodies in a while because there hasn't been an abundance of gifts and goodies to open all at one time. And I may not get this opened on camera, but I wanted to tell Karen thank you for sending it. I don't know what it is. She hasn't sent me. Karen's really usually good about sending me emails. So I don't think I've gotten an email from Karen telling me what's in this package. But anyway, I'm going to get these babies back there. But I do want to thank you guys that have sent things, especially for Big Boy back out there. And the goats like the snacks, and Molly likes the snacks. So it's good to have snacks. And I said, which I've got bags now. I mean, the other day I picked up a box. Oh, a coon got in them. A coon unscrewed the lid and ate half of them. The Nay Nibblers from Tractor Supply, that it's like a clear bucket with a handle. I don't know how many ounces it is. It looks like it's like a gallon. But they're only $9.99. And you're not going to feed them like a meal. It's a snack. And they look, honestly, the red ones, I don't know what flavor. They had 2 different flavors. I can't remember. But I got the red ones. You know what they look like? They look like lava rocks to me. That's what they look like. They got that same porous looking, and they're red. They're that same red. They look like red lava rocks. But, yeah. I put the lid on it, screwed it down. The next morning I come out, the lid was literally out. It was sitting in that trailer. I have that little trailer that pulls behind the lawnmower. They were sitting, that's where I had them sitting. The lid was on it, screwed on, and they were sitting there. The lid was not even in the trailer, it was on the ground. That's what I seen first. When I walked out there and opened the little side door to go into the barn, I seen that white lid over on the ground. I was like, was that the lid to the Nay Nibblers? And the Nay Nibblers were turned over in the trailer, and there was just a few at the very, very back. I think it was a big coon, and he couldn't get in far enough, and he couldn't get his hands reached in, so he pulled out what he could. And there were several Nay Nibblers on the ground, too. I picked them up and dusted them off and put them back in the box. So these dumb... But I had peppermints. Not peppermints. I was gifted some peppermints recently. I had peppermint snacks, and I just was recently gifted a bag of those, but they were the same kind of bag I had bought at Tractor Supply. I guess I gave them, eventually snacked everybody out of them, because I was like, I have a bag of peppermint treats somewhere. I couldn't find them anywhere, so I think I'd already used them. Maybe a coon ate those too, and it's been a while I didn't even realize. Because I looked around forever thinking I can't find that bag of peppermint treats. And they weren't peppermints. They were treats. They didn't look like peppermints. They were sort of reddish color, but they weren't like white with red stripes. Those are real peppermints. And I've got some of those, and they're good. They're there's nothing in them that can't be given to horses or cows or goats. But I do appreciate the snacks, guys. And he loves to have treats. That's why he came up a while ago. He was waiting, and he did. I gave him a few treats. All right, I'm gonna go walk back there, then I'll show y'all throwing these babies in. We're gonna go look at these babies before I'm basically done out here for the night. I'm gonna feed Minky, but I feed Minky on the front porch now. She don't live here. She eats here. It's like the other day it was storming and Chia was at the front door. Okay, that's fine. Chia comes home when there's storms, evidently. Or when she's finally had enough of hard food and she wants somebody to give her soft stuff. And now Minky lives at Buddy and Steph's because they have Luna. She has a good playmate. Oh, look at them. Try to back up so you can see. There's about, I mean, it's hard to tell, guys. Oh my gosh, one's done come down here. I knew I needed to make that thing up higher. All right, I gotta get this one out of here. Hold on. All right, I went and got another board. I had a chick down here. So what he'd done is jumped up. There's a brick right there. I guess I could have moved that brick too, but he jumped on that little brick right there. Then he jumped up on this board and he ended up here. And then he probably just flopped right down there. He wasn't hurt. They're all balled up over there right now because I scared them. But I had to stand up here and put the screw in on that side. I don't know if y'all can see it. No, you can't see that. I don't even have it in all the way. It's fine though. I didn't want to scare them too much. But it's in there now. It's higher. They're not going to flop up on that. If I brought my other... See, there's a hole right here under this little piece of shim. This is those cedar shims that they use for house leveling. There's a hole there to take the plug down through when there's a light, when I'm using this brooder down here. So I laid that over it, but I didn't have any screws with me or my drill the day I got it all. So I just set that brick on it, which is fine. Except who would have thought, being a day old, they're going to jump up on that brick and jump over. But this works. A little bit higher up. Tomorrow I'll come out here and put a screw in that little board over there so it can't move, and then take that brick out. Anyway, you see, it's already cooled off. Well, I mean, you know what, we're Texas. It's still daggum hot out here. But they'll all gather. I can actually lift it up and get a little bit more of a spread with that light. Here, let me do that real quick. See, right now that light is concentrated into a small area right directly underneath it. But if I take it and pull it up, it concentrates a little bit bigger. It spreads it out some. And now I don't have something to hold that still. And more of them can fit under it if they need to tonight. Plus their body heat is going to make, you know, they're just going to compact. They're going to get like a big little blob underneath that light if it gets cool enough. And you don't realize this, but as some of them get warm, they'll move to the outside, and the ones that are on the outside that were cooler will move to the inside. They do all that kind of stuff on their own. I'm hot and sweaty. I'm going in. I watched it years and years ago. It came on TV and it was only 2 seasons. I don't know why they didn't extend it, because I thought it was just as good as any other extraterrestrial movie. It had Halle Berry and Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it. It was called Extant. Had an A in it instead of an E. It came on TV. I watched it when it was on TV. First time I think I ever realized who Jeffrey Dean Morgan was. He's in this movie, he's a cop. He's sort of, or maybe he's a detective, or he was a cop. He's kind of washed up, he drinks a lot. But she needs him to help her with the situation she's in. Anyway, I was flipping through channels earlier. I had my leg up, had ice pack on it, and I was flipping through things, and I seen something. There was this whole like a group across Prime that were those spacey type movies. And all of a sudden it popped in my mind. I was like, well, I want to clean the house. I want to clean the kitchen. I want to work in the living room. Levi was down in his room watching TV. He had lists all over that living room. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to watch something that I've seen before, but I don't remember entirely. You know, those kind of movies. I look like a crazy person. Anyway, so that's what I did. I found that and started watching. I've already watched 2 of the episodes already as I cleaned, and then as I ate. I made pancakes. Levi won't eat pancakes. I made 6 pancakes. I ate 4 of them. There's 2 on the plate. I'm gonna stick them in the microwave, and in the refrigerator, and tomorrow morning I love pancakes. You know what? When the kids were little, I'd make, a whole bunch of pancakes, whatever the batter would make. They would eat and go on about their business, and I'd leave them sitting on the stove. And throughout the day, they would come through and grab one, like we used to do with Nanny and Papa with the biscuits. My boys would do that with the pancakes. So that'll give me 2 pancakes for in the morning. I'm so sweaty in my eyes underneath, like somebody popped me in the face. Anyway, I'm going in. I love you guys. God bless y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.